Hi, I'm Myra Coates, and I'm a lifelong friend of Marvin Cockrell. Grew up together in Pilgrim Temple CME Church in East St. Louis, Illinois. Played together in the band at Eastside High School, and have remained lifelong friends.
After all of those encounters and experiences, how would you describe Marvin Cockrell?
Marvin has always been a gentle spirit. Marvin has always been determined, and Marvin has always been unafraid to pursue his dreams.
Now, when you say unafraid, were there challenges that could have caused some fear? And
well, I think sometimes growing up in a city like East St. Louis already is a challenge. And Marvin has proved throughout his time here, growing up here at Pilgrim, sitting at the piano here that we're in front of, or behind you. Marvin has started off playing in church, playing in the band, playing in jazz groups, teaching music in school, and it's just been a pleasure to watch him grow in his musical field and to pursue his dreams, his CDs that he's produced.
You've seen growth. Can you describe that? You say you have seen him grow over the years?
Oh my goodness, yes. When Marvin first started playing here in Pilgrim Temple, we were young kids. We literally were in the Easter plays together. Marvin would be sitting at that piano playing after Sunday school. You know, that was a tradition. Right after Sunday school, there was a wrap up and you'd have a song and he'd be over at the piano playing. And I can remember after he had played for church one Sunday, his mother and my grandmother were best friends. And their tradition was that Mrs. Cockrell would always stop by my grandmother's house after church. She'd pull up in the driveway and my mother would be over the fence rail on the porch. And my grandmother said, "Marvin sure did play that piano today." And I can just see Mrs. Cockrell's face just beaming. So it's just been wonderful to see him go from that point in life, playing at the piano as a young boy, to where he is now.
You sang with him both. Well, I don't know if I should say sang in high school with him, but you played with the high school band.
Yes.
with Marvin?
Yes.
Okay.
We were in the wind section. He played saxophone and I played bass clarinet. We spent many mornings in that wet field that used to be part of Eastside in the marching band. So we have a lot of great memories together.
And you actually joined his jazz band as a vocalist, is that correct?
No, I never sang with him as a vocalist, but I was aware and attended many of his performances with his jazz band. And actually, one of the memories I have is when he and Focus came to play for our 74th school reunion, for our 45th school reunion, 40th.
One of those.
40th. And the theme was back to the 70s. And he and his band played, and he knew every song from the 70s, and it was just a great time. I'll always remember that.
You sang with him, though, at some point.
I sang with him here in church.
Okay.
Yes.
And the church experience, he talked about the strength of your voice. He hadn't heard it in a while.
No. Well, he's at a different church. I'm here and visiting other churches, so we just have not had the opportunity to hear each other in quite some time. So it was a pleasure again to see him sitting at that piano and playing church music.
Did he help with the spiritual growth of the folks here at Pilgrim?
Oh, I think so, because Pilgrim has always been a nurturing church. If you grew up here, you were everyone's son or daughter. And I think that What Marvin got from growing up here in Pilgrim was encouragement from so many church mothers and fathers, and that means a lot. It helps you. That makes you able to go forward in life when you receive that kind of encouragement and growth where your roots are.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Is there anything else?
My name is Richard Wade. I am a co-worker of Marvin Cockrell. We were junior high school band directors in the early 80s up until the late 90s, and school district 189 in East St. Louis, Illinois.
What school was this?
The schools were, he was at King Junior High School, and I was at Lansdowne Junior High School.
What was it like knowing that this colleague of yours was gifted and willing to give back to the community? I mean, how would you describe his performance as a band director?
Marvin has always, from the first time that I met him, was a mild-mannered, compassionate person about music and about teaching students and about giving back to the community. And I was of like-mindedness, so we kind of hit it off well. And the other music teacher, choir directors, and other band directors that knew Marvin, I knew as well in college and in my years teaching at St. Louis Public School, so it was a good connection.
Well, how important is it for that teacher to be committed and sensitive to what the children need?
It's important because a lot of the time in school settings, with music being an art, and it allows those students who are not athletically inclined, who may not be as academically inclined as some of the gifted students. So when they get into band, it allows them to have that opportunity to shine with their talent.
Interesting. And he was able to pick that up in students?
Oh, Marvin, most definitely. Marvin has quite a few of his students who were in junior high school who are now professional musicians as well. He mentored quite a few.
Influenced. So
yeah,
he influenced them, do you believe?
Yes, oh, most definitely.
Do you have any particular stories about Marvin that you'd like to share? Something interesting, entertaining, humorous?
Marvin, when he is conducting a rehearsal, he is unflappable. Some of the time he would like ask us, you know, can you do this or can you do that? And everybody there is pretty much professional. So we tell Marvin, however you want it to be played or however you want it, the dynamics of the music to occur, we pretty much laugh at him and say, well, we know what you're talking about. We can do that as well. So, you know, just.
So you played in one of his jazz bands?
As a matter of fact, Marvin has given smooth jazz concerts for about the last 15, 16 years or so. Yeah. And I've been a part of all of them, I think, except for one. I'm the keyboard player with Marvin, and Marvin has played for me at my church settings and when I was a minister of music at my church. So Marvin and I, we still perform professionally together. We do solo and ensemble contests, adjudications together as well. Mm-hmm. So we still connected in so many ways.
Excellent. His gift, is it different than any other keyboard or musician that you might run into?
Well, one of the things that Marvin does that a lot of us are not doing is he's taken his original material, his music, the songs that he writes, and he pushes them to the forefront. A lot of musicians will sit back and do cover music. It's lucrative doing cover music, but I think he's pulled a lot of us into, late in the game to, push our music as well. And,
oh, really?
Yeah.
So you're doing some original pieces too?
Oh, well, yes, I am.
And you probably wouldn't have been doing that had it not been for Marvin?
Exactly. Marvin has pushed, I'm seeing what he's doing, so I'm going to emulate some of the things that he's been doing because he's been successful at it, and I'm going to take some of his things and put my spin on it and do what he does. Marvin, like me, has been married have longevity in their marriage. And his wife, Miss Vivian Cockrell, was the last principal at Wavetta Young Middle School that I worked for before I retired from teaching. And so them being not only Marvin, but his family is compassionate about music, they're compassionate about education, they're compassionate about the community, they're compassionate about students and children. And so knowing that I'm that same kind of person, and I just love being around them, and Marvin is the catalyst for all of that.
Perfect. Perfect period to put on it. Thank you, Mr. Wade. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
All of this will be woven together.